YouTube. This is New Era Talk 2377, and we're back with baseball this time. And what we will be doing in this video is telling you all of our opinions on where people are going to finish this year, who might have a comeback year, or who might be a star this year.
Along with projected records this year, so it'll be interesting.
Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really want to live forever, forever and ever? Forever young, I wanna be
Hey, may the best of your todays be the worst.
And as you saw, we started out with the AL East. Projected 5th in the division, we went with Baltimore Orioles.
We projected them to go 69 to 93, and one major key for them this season is Chris Davis. Yes, he did suck as a Texas Ranger. He's between AAA and the major leagues almost every season with us.
Yeah.
But someone who's going to start him and needs his value, like the Orioles do in a small park like they have, he can really shine there.
Oh yeah. Projected 4th in the division, we went with the Toronto Blue Jays.
We projected them to go 82 and 80. Besides Jose Bautista, Brett Lawrie, definitely, if he can stay healthy and do what he did in AA and AAA, they'll be great. The reason the Blue Jays never do very well in that division is because their pitching kills them every year. They don't have the best pitching staff, but they have a great offense.
Yeah. A little bit of a shocker and a little bit of a twist. We have the Boston Red Sox in 3rd in the division.
Since they got rid of quite a few offensive players, we projected them 86 and 76. Still have a good above 500 by 10 games.
Oh yeah.
Their key is the addition of Cody Ross. He's a good leader. He came from San Francisco, which is an NL park, as you know. That park's a lot bigger than Fenway. Like, if he's not going up against the Green Monster and he's hitting him towards right field, he'll do just fine there. So,
like I said, with a little bit of a twist, we went with the Tampa Bay Rays in 2nd in the division.
We projected them to go 89 and 73. Their pitching is consistent each year. David Price didn't have the best year last year, but yet they still made the playoffs. So just imagine what they could do with him having a good season. But he's not my key player. Matt Moore is. Matt Moore can come and do what he did at the end of the season last year. Like, if he can have a couple starts like he did against the Rangers in the ALDS game, that they could be World Series contenders.
Oh yeah. And such a big shocker, New York Yankees as the number 1 in the division.
We projected them 96-66. Not a big shock here. The Yankees, for the past who knows how long, have been doing good. Mainly because of the addition of CC Sabathia and all that. But this year, they're probably going to do well because they have Pinheiro, who, yeah, he came over from Seattle. He never had a good offense, so we can see what he did. But the main guy is Andy Pettitte coming out of retirement. He's probably one of the best second pitchers in rotation ever. If he can have at least over 4 games over 500 on his record this year, the Yankees, they could be World Series contenders as well.
Now for the AL Central, we have the Minnesota Twins coming up in 5th in the division.
We have their record projected to be 71 and 91, and it can either be worse or it can be better. I'm projecting worse.
Oh yeah.
They're not really a good team. Their pitching is horrible. Their only key player this year is keeping Justin Morneau healthy and keeping Joe Mauer off the disabled list. So,
4th in the division, we have the Chicago White Sox.
We projected them to go 73 and 89. The key player to them is definitely my favorite player, Adam Dunn, because coming from an NL team to an AL team last year, most players always have a rough time doing that. And this year I think he'll have a bounce back here. So.
Third in division, we have the Kansas City Royals.
They're moving their way up quickly. This isn't a very hard division to win besides the Tigers, and I can see them there in a couple of years. Most people don't see this, but I see Jeff Francoeur as their key player. If he can be a good defensive player in the outfield, they have a pretty good outfield. If he can be as good as a defender as he can be. But
a little bit of a shocker. We have Cleveland Indians in second in the division.
Projected them to go 83-79. I don't know what he's talking about saying that's a shock because, like I said, this isn't a very hard division to win. Their key is Ubaldo Jimenez. Everyone's saying that because he went from being like a very good ace with Colorado to one of those where are they now players. He barely, I don't even know if he got to 500 last year. But, yeah, so.
And not much of a shock, Detroit Tigers first in the division.
If you don't have the Detroit Tigers winning this division, then you're not very smart.
No.
The key player, Prince Fielder, if he can come and do what he did in Milwaukee, they're a World Series contending team.
Just like a miracle, you have to see to believe. 'Cause God bless Texas with his own hand, brought down angels from the promised land.
Now, time for the AL West. Not much of a shock. The Oakland A's, fourth in the division.
I have them projected to go 67-95. They don't have any good pitching. They traded it all away. They have good prospects. Their key player is their Cuban outfielder. I think it's Yoenis Cespedes. But he's a good player. He's going to be a very, very good player this year. It's just like all other foreign players coming to the major leagues in America. Nobody really knows how they're going to do.
Yeah. Third in division, we have the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, Seattle's used to finishing third. We have them with a record of 75-87, and their key player is Jesus Montero, going to Seattle with the Pineda trade. If he can be as good as a catcher as he can be, even though he's probably going to be a DH all year, I could see Seattle maybe going 80 wins, 82 losses.
Second in the division, sorry, my bad. We have the Los Angeles Angels.
Yeah, it's the Angels and the Rangers are really close. Who knows what could happen this year, as much as I hate to say it. We have them projected going 95-67. Their key, of course, Albert Pujols, 10-year deal, can't be traded. That could come back and bite them in the butt about 5 or 6 years from now. But right now, I could see them as a 95-97 win team.
And of course, first in the division, the Texas Rangers.
Like I said with the Angels, they could come in second, but they could come in first too. We have them projected as the same record as last year, 96-66. Our key is Darvish. He needs to pitch like he did in Japan. It might not be as easy as it was in Japan, but if he can do that, we're easy. We already are World Series contenders, but that takes us a step up. And then another key is Derek Holland. If he can have a season like he did last year, we'll be just fine. We can compete with the LA pitching staff.
Third time's the charm. Over to the NL, we are starting with the NL East. Projected fifth in the division, the New York Mets.
They're projected to go 72-90. That's very high. we very gracious to them.
Yeah.
Their key players, nobody, because they're gonna suck. Just flat out, they're gonna suck.
Fourth in the division, we got the Miami Marlins.
We projected them to go 82 and 80. It could go up, it could go down. Josh Johnson has to have a good year, and the rest of their pitching staff. They can't just be a two-man pitching staff. With their key addition of Jose Reyes, he needs to stay healthy. That's something he needs to do, or they're not going to be the team everyone thinks they're going to be.
Third in the division, we have the Washington Nationals.
As much as I think that they can win one of the wild card spots, I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe next year. But we projected them to go 85 and 77. That's a good record for a first year as a contending team. Their key is Gio Gonzalez coming from the A's. If he can pitch well, then they'll be a good team.
Second in the division, we have Atlanta Braves.
Atlanta, they're going to be a good team this year at 88 and 74. Their key is Jair Jurgens. He's not having the best spring. He needs to turn it around. Like, they have a good pitching staff already, but if he can turn it around, then they can win their division.
It's a little bit of a stretch, but we'll
It
go
is.
with it. First in the division, no real big surprise. Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, Philadelphia, we project them to go 162. 100 wins, 62 losses. Not 162, no. But their key is Howard. Hopefully, Ryan Howard, so hopefully he can come back and not have any further problems with his Achilles. Because if so, then they're going to have a first baseman, like a backup first baseman, and that could take some power away from their lineup.
Yeah. This the real one, baby.
I'm telling you.
Chi-Town stand up. South side, we gon' set this party off right. West side, we gon' set this party off right. Man, I promise.
Next up, we have the NL Central. Sixth in the division, we have the Houston Astros.
Yeah, we have them projected to go 59 and 103, but I think that can be better with the key of J.D. Martinez. No one really knows what he's going to do this year because he only played a couple games last year, or a couple weeks last year. So you never know. I think even though we agreed on 59 and 103, I think that the Mets might do worse than them.
Fifth in the division, Chicago Cubs.
Yeah, we didn't agree on this one either. He thinks the Cubs are going to do better than this. I think they're going to do this. So we stuck with my decision. But we went 70 and 92. Their key is, I think it's Chris Volstad. They got in the trade with Carlos Zambrano from Miami. He was pretty good for the Marlins last year, and he needs to come and help the pitching staff get a little bit better in Chicago.
Fourth in the division, Pittsburgh Pirates.
We projected them to go 73 and 89. They acquired A.J. Burnett from the Yankees, who broke his orbital bone and probably won't start the first couple weeks of the season.
Yeah.
But if he can come back and be anything like he was a long time ago, like with the Blue Jays, I can see the Pirates maybe contending for the third spot, but that's a stretch.
Third in the division, Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, the Reds and the Brewers, people argue who's going to come in second. We have the Reds with 88 and 74. The reason is because of Matt Latos. They brought him in thinking like, oh, we just fixed our pitching staff. Not really. He wasn't the best pitcher in San Diego, and San Diego is a hard place to like hit home runs and stuff. He needs to have a good season in order for the Reds to even get close to the second spot.
Second in the division, Milwaukee Brewers.
We have them winning by one game, going 89 and 73. Aramis Ramirez is their key player because of getting rid of Prince Fielder. They need someone to replace that bat. He doesn't quite replace it, but he certainly helps it. And getting Alex Gonzalez from the Braves as a backup shortstop, maybe even a starter, that's a pretty good pickup.
Again, no real big surprise. First in the division, St. Louis Cardinals.
As much as he probably hates them, I see no reason to hate them. They did what they had to do to win the World Series. We project them to go 92-70. I could see Milwaukee maybe stealing the division from the Cardinals. You never know what the Cardinals are going to do. Yeah, they have Wainwright back. Is he going to be like he was before Tommy John? They have Carpenter's starting to get a little weary. But they got rid of Pujols. So their key this year is Beltran, Carlos Beltran. If he can have a year like he did with the Mets a couple years ago, they'll win the division easy.
DJ Khaled. I'm getting so cold. I ain't wait this hard since I was.
And for the last division, we have the NL West. Fifth in division, San Diego Padres.
We project them to go 72-90. I think they're going to do a little bit worse, maybe a little bit better. But their key is Carlos Quentin. He's their only good player besides Maben and Guzman. But they can maybe do a little bit better than that. But their pitching, I can't name one starter on their staff, so I don't see them doing very well.
Fourth in the division, Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, people don't agree with this either. We project them to go 77-85. They did finish, I think, above 400 last year, though. Their pitching got a little bit worse, getting rid of Broxton, Hiroki Kuroda. But their offense is still pretty good. Matt Kemp's their key. If he can have another season like he did last season, they could easily go above 500 again.
Third in the division, Colorado Rockies.
People think that we should switch the records of the Dodgers and the Rockies, but I'm sticking firm that the Rockies are going to go 84-78 for the season because of Troy Tulowitzki, and I think Jason Giambi's going to have a comeback here, even though he's like 40-something. He's always been a great player, and any team that has him has a good leader and is lucky to have him.
Second in the division, a little bit of surprise, San Francisco Giants.
We projected them to go 90-72. Brandon Belt, one of their biggest prospects, he's expected to do some pretty big things this year. If he can be what they say he can be, then they might be able to take the division from the Diamondbacks.
First in the division, Arizona Diamondbacks.
The Arizona Diamondbacks, we projected them to go 94-68. Their key is Paul Goldschmidt. He was pretty good last year. They need him to be good again this year. Maybe have his power go up a little bit, even though it's already good at where it's at. But if he can do well, then they'll easily win the division again.
I'm a player, 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 I'm a player.
Okay, and now for the wild card, for the American League wild card. Since this year there's two, and they have a game to see who wins the main wild card spot. We have the Angels and the Tampa Bay Rays. Later this year, once it starts getting closer to the end of the season, we'll tell you who we think might win the wild card game. But right now, we're just leaving it at the Angels and the Rays to make it to that game. And for the NL wild card, we have the Giants and Milwaukee. But like the Angels and Rays, we'll tell you what we think once it gets more into the season and injuries happen, and we'll evaluate what it's like in the middle of the season.
Either way, we appreciate you checking out this video. It's been New Era Talk 2377. Please don't forget to leave comments.
Subscribe.
Add us as a friend.
Yeah, be a friend. Send us emails what you think our opinions are, if we're wrong or we're right.
Biggest thing is leave comments.
Yes.
comments, like this video, do whatever you got to do. Just let us know what your opinion is on all that you saw.
And we will be coming out with videos, maybe two a month or something like that. Just keep y'all updated. We might do one during 4th of July or something. We'll do one during the All-Star break.
We'll do something special.
Yeah.
Either way, we appreciate you watching.
Weezy out. Young Money. Cash money.